Andy Griffith truly hated her more than anyone. Andy Griffith was an iconic American actor, comedian, television producer, and singer whose career spanned over 5 decades. He is best known for his role as Sheriff Andy Taylor in the beloved television series The Andy Griffith Show and for playing the title character in the legal drama Matlock. Born on June 1, 1926, in Mount Airy, North Carolina, Griffith grew up in a small-town environment that would later inspire much of the charm and setting for The Andy Griffith Show. His early exposure to music and the arts shaped his future career, leading him to major success both on stage and screen. Griffith's work captured the hearts of millions, as he became a household name, leaving behind a legacy of timeless entertainment. Andy Griffith was born to Carl Lee Griffith and Geneva Nunn Griffith. He spent his childhood in the town of Mount Airy, which bore a striking resemblance to the fictional town of Mayberry, the setting of The Andy Griffith Show. Growing up during the Great Depression, Griffith's family faced financial struggles, but he found solace in music. From a young age, he had an affinity for the guitar and spent time singing in church choirs. Griffith's passion for performance only grew, and after high school, he pursued a degree in music at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where he earned a Bachelor of Music degree in 1949. During his college years, Griffith developed an interest in theater and comedy. He began performing monologues and sketches in various productions, including a comedic routine titled What It Was Football, which brought him national attention. This routine, released as a single in 1953, became a huge success and catapulted Griffith to fame, helping him transition into a career in show business. Andy Griffith's rise to stardom came in 1960 when he landed the lead role of Sheriff Andy Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show. The show, which aired on CBS from 1960 to 1968, was a massive hit and cemented Griffith's place in television history. The show was set in the fictional town of Mayberry, which reflected a nostalgic, idealized view of small-town American life. Sheriff Taylor was portrayed as a calm, wise, and fatherly figure, who often served as the voice of reason and moral guidance for the residents of Mayberry. What set The Andy Griffith Show apart from other sitcoms of its time was its emphasis on gentle humor, wholesome values, and relatable characters. The chemistry between Griffith and his co-stars, particularly Don Knotts, who played the bumbling but lovable deputy Barney Fife, was a key element of the show's charm. Griffith's portrayal of Sheriff Taylor was a combination of wit, warmth, and wisdom, making him a beloved figure in American pop culture. His relationship with his son, Opie, played by a young Ron Howard, was also central to the show's success, reflecting the bond between a single father and his child in a compassionate and humorous way. Throughout the 8-season run of The Andy Griffith Show, Griffith became synonymous with the wholesome values that Mayberry represented. The show consistently ranked among the top-rated programs during its time on air, and it remains a staple in television syndication. It continues to attract new generations of viewers who appreciate its timeless themes of community, kindness, and integrity. Andy Griffith, beloved for his role as Sheriff Andy Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show, had a reputation for being warm and approachable on-screen, but his off-screen relationships with some cast members were not as ideal. In particular, his relationship with Frances Bavier, who played the iconic role of Aunt Bee, was fraught with tension. Despite their seamless chemistry on screen, Andy Griffith and Frances Bavier had a tumultuous relationship behind the scenes. While they portrayed a close-knit, affectionate family on television, their off-camera interactions were marked by considerable strain, misunderstanding, and, at times, outright hostility. Frances Bavier, a seasoned actress with a long history in theater, was known to be a perfectionist. She took her craft seriously and expected those around her to do the same. This approach sometimes clashed with the more relaxed and improvisational style of Andy Griffith, whose background in comedy allowed him to be flexible and easygoing in his performances. Bavier's rigid commitment to her character and the seriousness with which she treated her role sometimes rubbed Griffith the wrong way, leading to moments of friction on set. One of the key sources of tension was reportedly Bavier's tendency to keep to herself. While the rest of the cast and crew would often gather for social interactions between takes, Bavier preferred solitude, maintaining a professional distance from her co-stars. This stand of fishness was interpreted by many, including Griffith, as aloofness or even disdain. In reality, Bavier was a private person who may have found it difficult to engage in the jovial, family-like camaraderie that was a hallmark of the cast. Griffith's easygoing nature, which made him the life of the party off-set, stood in stark contrast to Bavier's more serious demeanor. Over time, the professional relationship between the two deteriorated. According to cast and crew members, Griffith's frustrations with Bavier became palpable. While he maintained professionalism on screen, he reportedly grew increasingly irritated with what he saw as her inflexible attitude and lack of warmth toward her co-stars. For Griffith, who valued harmony and lightheartedness on set, Bavier's approach was a constant source of annoyance. Despite their differences, both actors remained committed to their roles. The professionalism of both Griffith and Bavier ensured that their personal conflicts never affected the quality of the show. However, their strained relationship took a toll, and by the time the Andy Griffith Show ended in 1968, the two were barely on speaking terms. Bavier, who retired after the show ended, famously declined invitations to reunion specials, further highlighting the chasm between her and her former co-stars. In interviews years after the show ended, Griffith acknowledged the tension between him and Bavier but stopped short of delving into the specifics of their disagreements. In a rare moment of reflection, Griffith admitted that he may have been too hard on her at times and expressed regret over the way things had turned out. However, there was no public reconciliation between the two. Interestingly, Bavier reportedly reached out to Griffith late in her life to apologize for any hurt feelings. While this gesture came too late to fully mend their strained relationship, it was an acknowledgement that the tension between them had weighed on her over the years. Though their on-screen relationship as Andy and Aunt Bee remains one of the most beloved dynamics in television history, the reality of their off-screen interactions was far more complex and difficult. Their professional success masked the underlying tension that characterized their time together, cementing their legacy as both one of television's greatest on-screen duos and one of its most famous off-screen conflicts. After the Andy Griffith Show ended in 1968, Griffith continued to work in television and film, though he initially struggled to find a role as iconic as Sheriff Andy Taylor. He appeared in a variety of television movies and theatrical productions, but it wasn't until 1986 that Griffith found another character that would define his career: Ben Matlock in the legal drama Matlock. Matlock aired for 9 seasons and saw Griffith playing a sharp-witted, Southern defense attorney who often used his folksy charm to win cases. Like Sheriff Taylor, Ben Matlock was a character that audiences connected with due to his moral compass, charisma, and strong sense of justice. Matlock solidified Griffith's status as a versatile actor who could transition from comedy to drama with ease. The show was a hit among audiences and became a staple in television programming during the 1980s and 1990s. In addition to his television work, Griffith continued to explore his musical talents, releasing several albums throughout his career. His love for gospel and country music was evident in his recordings, which often featured hymns and traditional American folk songs. His 1996 album I Love to Tell the Story, 25 Timeless Hymns won a Grammy Award for Best Southern, Country, or Bluegrass Gospel Album. Griffith's personal life was marked by highs and lows. He was married 3 times, and his longest marriage was to Cindy Knight, a relationship that lasted from 1983 until his death. He had 2 children, Sam and Dixie, though his relationship with his son was strained, and Sam tragically passed away in 1996. Throughout his life, Griffith remained deeply connected to his roots in North Carolina. He owned a home in Roanoke Island, where he lived quietly away from the spotlight during his later years. Despite his fame, Griffith maintained a humble persona and was known for his generosity and kindness to those around him. Andy Griffith passed away on July 3, 2012, at the age of 86, leaving behind an enduring legacy. His contributions to television, film, and music made him a beloved figure across multiple generations. The town of Mount Airy, Griffith's birthplace, continues to celebrate his life and career, with various tributes and events held in his honor. The Andy Griffith Museum in Mount Airy is a testament to his lasting impact on American entertainment, drawing fans from all over the world.